I'm now going to walk you through the steps of repairing a labrum with a double-loaded lupine. First, the surgeon is going to create his viewing portal, which is the posterior portal. From here, he can take a look inside the joint space, look at the soft tissue such as biceps tendon, the rotator cuff, and the labrum, but the main purpose is to go in and assess the labrum. Now in this particular instance, he's also going to have an anterior portal. This is going to be useful come time when he can pull the sutures through the labrum and out the anterior portal. So what he's going to do next is he is going to probe the labrum to check if there's any separation between the labrum and the glenoid. He's also going to insert a rasp and create a bloody bed in the glenoid to inhibit the healing process once the repair is complete. So what happens next is the surgeon is going to insert a surgical needle into where the repair is going to take place. Now what he's going to do next is he's going to take a knife and make an incision right next to that surgical needle and insert an obturator in to set up the cannula. Now once the obturator is in, he can remove it and you'll now have a cannula and a working transcuff portal. He's also going to do the same process for the anterior portal, so we now have a cannula in both the transcuff and the anterior portal. So what he's going to do next is he's going to insert the drill guide into the transcuff portal. Once he's found this fixation point, he is going to use the 2.9 size drill bit and is going to drill until the guide bottoms out. Now he can remove the drill, and the next step is going to be inserting the anchor. So next you slide the anchor down the drill guide and you then mallet the anchor down until that as well bottoms out. The next step is removing the sutures from the inserter by pulling the tab and separating the sutures. Next, you're going to rotate the inserter counterclockwise to release the anchor and be able to pull out the inserter. So now that you've pulled out your inserter and your anchor is set, check your sutures to make sure that they're in place, and you now have 4 sutures coming out of the transcuff cannula. So what the surgeon is going to do next is he's going to go into the anterior cannula with a crab claw. He's going to grab one of the sutures and pull them out of the anterior cannula. So now you have 3 sutures coming out of the transcuff cannula and 1 suture coming out of the anterior cannula. What he's going to do next is he's going to take the ideal suture passer, pass through the labrum, and then release the kite. He's going to go in through the anterior cannula with the crab claw. He's going to grab a hold of the kite and he's going to pull it through the anterior cannula. So now that your chia and your kite are through the anterior portal and cannula, you then thread your suture through the kite into the notch on the upper end of the kite, and now you're ready to retract the ideal suture passer, pulling that suture back through the transcuff cannula. So now all 4 strands are out of the transcuff cannula, and he's going to repeat this process with the crab claw, and he is going to work on the other set of sutures. So now once this is complete, he's going to be ready to tie down the labrum using orthopedic knots. Now the 2 tools he's going to need for this are going to be a knot pusher as well as a knot cutter. And once he does this and the sutures are passed and tied, he will then cut 2 millimeters above the knot and your labral repair will be set. The next part of the video is going to discuss some indications of if a patient actually has a labral tear. Some good indications are going to be if they have any clicking or abnormalities in the range of motion. They usually will have more range of motion than they're used to. This is a good indication of a labral tear. Also, if they are suffering from any subluxations or dislocations, these are also good indications of labral tears.